Hello and welcome to Policy and Politics with me, Tarun Nangia. Today we are going to discuss the very important issue of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now let me lay the ground here. The Prime Minister himself said that he is welcoming manufacturers from all over the world to make in India. But India, of course, on the first day itself we can't start making say fighter engines or jet plane engines. But basics like sleeping bags, snow suits, boots, or any other thing which is low tech, which is currently being imported, that we can manufacture in India, and that can be an edge for India. We can discuss how can we make a start to make India Atmanirbhar in the defense sector. And to talk about that, I have got Wing Commander Anu Acharya with me in the studio. She's from the first batch of women's logistics, and of course logistics also involves procurement of a lot of whatever the army and the forces need. The logistics department looks into it. So she left service in 2017 and has been active socially, and today she will share with us how India, in a sense, in these procurement issues can become truly Atmanirbhar. Wing Commander Acharya, thank you so much for your time today. Let us start from the beginning. Recently there was a hand-to-hand combat with China in Kashmir, and there were a lot of comments made by a lot of people, and the most important comment which India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi said, that we first banned the Chinese apps, saying that no, they will not be allowed to take our data. And then he said that India should become Atmanirbhar. Now, how can we become Atmanirbhar? By reducing procurements from say countries like China, especially in defense. How do you see this happening? Because you have seen procurement at the ground stage. You have been in charge of it. How do you see this happening?
Tarun, a couple of years ago, I suppose in 2016, government has started a very good portal. It is called Government E-Marketing, GEM it is called. GEM. And GEM has around 3 lakh plus vendors registered for 17 lakh plus items. So I suppose that was a good beginning, but despite that, we don't have manufacturers who actually can do things for us. We are still resorting to things being procured from the clothing items, the specialized clothing procured from abroad. Definitely we will have to buy the aircrafts and other equipment from abroad, because though we have HAL, we have DRDO, but we are still not self-reliant in that sector. And I suppose that Prime Minister's recent speech in the Global India Summit, he has said that we will have local manufacturers, but at the same time we will resort to the foreign vendors so far transfer of technology and the developing our stuff with their helps.
What I have personally seen is that China, when the country was growing, China first started making not high quality stuff. China initially became famous for low quality or stuff which was easy to manufacture. Gloves made in China, jackets made in China. India, it's very popular. Even lights made in China are sold in India. Electronic equipment later. But first China also started making basics. Do you think India, as our research has found out, India has imported boots, sleeping bags, snow suits, 80 to 90% of the protective equipment that the soldier wears is imported from abroad. Now I want to understand for you, is it possible for us to ensure that to truly become Atmanirbhar, at least these basic things like boots, sleeping bags, snow suits should be made in India or procured from friendly countries, not from China? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, in respect of, if we are talking about the clothing our soldiers wear at regions like Ladakh, where temperature is minus 40 degree, there those clothing we have been not manufacturing in India, we have been procuring it from abroad.
Now referring to this letter written by Bharatiya Janata Party Member of Parliament Rita Bahuguna Joshi, the Dainik Bhaskar article says, which I will read it in Hindi, कि भाजपा सांसद रीता बहुगुणा जोशी ने इस दिन देश के रक्षा मंत्री को एक पत्र लिखा। इस पत्र में उन्होंने सियाचिन में तैनात भारतीय जवानों को मिलने वाले कपड़ों की गुणवत्ता पर उठ रहे सवालों का जिक्र किया था। साथ ही उन्होंने इस मामले की ज़रूरी कार्रवाई करने की अपील रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह से की थी। भाजपा सांसद रीता बहुगुणा जोशी ने अपनी ही सरकार को यह पत्र इसलिए लिखा क्योंकि उन्होंने कुछ शिकायतें मिली थी. नाउ टू ट्रांसलेट इनटू इंग्लिश, भारतीय जनता पार्टी मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट रीता बहुगुणा जोशी complained to the defense minister Rajnath Singh and said that the quality of jackets that soldiers are getting in Siachen needs to be checked. There is some issue in procurement. Is this the old jackets versus new jackets, the issue which is now well known?
I felt very happy because I was monitoring this news. Yes, I happened to see this, and I just glanced through. Actually, I did not pay much attention that time because it was a peace time. It was not like now China is.
Yeah, because 1 year old issue.
So I was very happy, and then I thought it must have been resolved. But when you get to see now that, and then she did not pursue, no newspaper later has published anything related to that.
Yes.
So it was just understood that it must have been resolved. People must have taken notice of it, and the course correction has been done. Now this is after the hypothermia and those deaths.
Yes.
Then one feels that this was not resolved then, and the other part, which is the TLSS and ECWS.
Now TLSS is 3 layers snowsuit,
Yeah.
which is old.
Which is older version.
And ECWCS, which is extreme cold weather clothing system. It's available.
The specification were finalized in 2017.
So we are procuring old specification. When new
some lot. I am not saying the entire as per the reports which we read.
So you mean that even though new is available, we continue to procure old? But the audit department, does it rate objections if we continue to procure?
There has been an objection.
So
there was a CAG report, yes, it was tabled in February 2020. So not much heard about.
So basically you are saying there are two types of suits. One is TLSS, this 3 layer snowsuit, which is an old system.
Older version.
There is an extreme cold weather clothing system. This is a new suit.
That's a new.
But we are still procuring old suits also when new are available.
Maybe sometimes a very old, connectivity with that firm, the firm who has been supplying from Sri Lanka, they gave us the first TLSS, and then they also started manufacturing the other one.
But these are not brand names, these are just specifications. Any firm can supply the latest specification if we give order, isn't that true? Because
exactly.
So we are continuing to buy old specification when new specification is, because let's be very clear, these ECWS and TLSS are not brand names. These are specifications which anyone can make.
The TLSS is heavier, the ECWS is lighter, it makes the soldier work more efficiently. They can move around efficiently.
So their lives can be saved because of this?
It is like a PPE, I said, like the doctors have been insisting.
So they won't die of cold if they are wearing...
Exactly, because it's moisture proof, it is waterproof, it has enough warmth, it also has 3 layers.
And it saves you from fire also?
It is anti-inflammable.
So the problem is that the defense forces, even though they can purchase the latest specification, continue to buy old also, which they shouldn't.
Yeah, in fact, as per the report, and then later which I came to know, it is very surprising, because this is a time we have to look after our soldiers who are actually on the borders, safeguarding all of us. So we should give the best of the clothing. Simultaneously purchasing TLSS is something which needs to be looked into.
Okay, that's a very important point made by you. When we did our research, we found out that India cannot make all by itself fighter jets in a day. But India has been importing even things like boots, sleeping bags, snowsuits, which are basics. Now, how did China become Atmanirbhar in that sense? China started making basics first. And now they have also reverse engineered jets that recently Russia sold to them. They reverse engineered that jet. So in that sense, they have been smarter. They first started becoming Atmanirbhar in their basics, and then they moved to advanced equipment. But India still imports. Do you think India now needs to think about this also when Prime Minister says that we have to become Atmanirbhar, that we start making this here?
Tarun, I feel that in India, mostly we are more like order following kinds. We have lesser number of people who go for inventions, who go for setting up business. And then for the Air Force, we have a very time tested procedure of vendor registration. So we invite people to register with us if they have a new range of equipment, such as the boots, the overalls, the jackets, etc. So there is a procedure with the Air Force. Only thing is, we have to see more number of people coming in. Our procedure is not very cumbersome. it requires certain parameters that we go check if you have a manufacturing facility or you are just assembling it.
Yes.
So those things are very important, but despite that, we don't get as much of vendor base.
So I want to ask you a specific question. In China, on China border, China-India border, we had a hand-to-hand combat. Our soldiers had a hand-to-hand combat
Yes.
with the Chinese soldiers. Now the point is that the kind of protective equipment our soldiers get, first should we ensure it's not of Chinese origin because we are fighting with them? Do you think that is one thing we should ensure? That at least the raw material should be from friendly countries, not from countries whom we are fighting with?
Tarun, I suppose we are not buying anything from China directly.
Yes.
Maybe our vendors are subletting it to some Chinese firm on which we cannot comment.
You have little control over that.
We can definitely ask them that they should not procure anything, the raw material from those kind of company. And
Yes.
so far this winter clothing is concerned at Ladakh area, I happened to come across this in 2015. I used to see that this file used to come to our offices in the procurement directorate for the very reason that the army, who is a major supplier, we call it common user equipment, the common user which are used by all the three services.
So like jackets, snow suits are common user
They
equipment.
are because we also have certain units at Thois, Leh.
Yes.
So we also, the Air Force people also wear that. So specification comes for our consideration as well. So earlier in 1999, we have purchased directly from Gore-Tex, which is the biggest and most known manufacturer of those ECC clothing. But this time when this file was coming for about 2 years or so, which I happened to monitor, I was not directly involved with the case, but I happened to see that this has come for specification approval and it used to go back with lot of observations. So till the time I was in that office, I didn't see the specifications getting approved. But recently, I happened to see a report in a newspaper, it's a Hindi newspaper, wherein I found that there is a quality problem in the same thing.
Because we also came across this copy which is now very famous. It is in Dainik Bhaskar that I
It's a
read
Hindi.
this. It's a Hindi newspaper. I'll read out in Hindi and then explain in English. The Dainik Bhaskar news item says that जिस कंपनी को सियाचिन में तैनात जवानों के लिए सूट बनाने दिए वो घटिया स्नो सूट उसने सप्लाई किए और उस कंपनी को बार बार मिला टेंडर, which means that snow suits which are supplied were not of the kind of quality that was required. Is this the true problem you feel, or you feel we have good as well as bad suits, or only one company supplies everything? Can you explain how this works?
See, as a logistics officer, I would tell you that we are supposed to be buying the right quality of item at the right time, at right pricing. So we take care of all those right issues. But at the same time, when we talk about this ECC clothing, these should be warm as well as their weight should not be more. And then it is an inventory issue item, as in it is not issued on as an entitlement, but those who are posted there, it is issued to those people. So I don't think more than 1 or 2 pairs are issued to any individual, and then he has to keep wearing it day in and day out.
Because it is said that 2 kinds of jackets were procured in Kashmir. One is TLSS, the other is ECWCS. These are the 2 types of jackets. So what is the difference, and why does Dainik Bhaskar report say that one kind of jackets are bad? Can you explain this to us?
Yeah, TLSS is 3-layered snow suit. This was a variety which was actually fabricated during 2010.
So this is a 10-year-old
This
technology.
is supposed to be, to my knowledge, what I have seen, it is 10 years, it was, the specifications were somewhere approved in 2010. Whereas the ECWS, and in Air Force we call it extreme cold climate clothing, ECCS, ECC clothing. So this was sometimes in 2017 the specifications were finalized.
And ECWCS is extreme cold weather clothing system. So ECWS is extreme cold weather clothing system, I repeat, and TLSS is
3-layer snow suit.
3-layer snow suit. So TLSS is old system and ECWCS is the latest design.
It is the latest.
But we still are procuring TLSS?
to that news which has been, because nowadays after I have left Air Force, I also keep looking for news, and my source of information is those
So the
news only.
newspaper
Yes.
says that we
Yeah.
still are getting, see, to compete against
Not
China.
only this newspaper, around 6 months ago, I saw another English newspaper publishing this story, but they don't follow it. It generally happens once, and after that it's a forgotten
so
story.
basically, for our soldiers, we have to ensure that the country of origin for at least army or defense forces equipment shouldn't be China, A, and B, we shouldn't give them old style protective equipment because they are fighting there against the Chinese, and we have a long border with China. So we should ensure that we give them something which is more advanced.
That
We
is the
procure
major concern.
But we are still procuring the old style. So do we procure only one or do we procure both? How does it happen?
You know, we procure only the, we are supposed to be procuring only the
New ones,
latest
which is
ones.
the latest technology.
Yes. And we make a staggered delivery plan for that. Yes. We, entire year we keep provisioning this, and accordingly we keep issuing it to the unit.
Yes.
But I suppose as per this report, some of the TLSS stuff is also purchased almost at the same price, which is the advanced version.
So you mean we are procuring old jackets at the price of the latest jackets?
As per the report, and then further I tried looking for some more documents, and I happened to meet somebody who also informed me that the army is procuring both, and I suppose this could be because of the rush purchase. Could be that.
So can this be planned, or because China thing happened, that's why this was taken?
My understanding of this subject is the rush purchase we enter into when we have an emergency. Yes. Perhaps the better quality version we are not able to get, so something is better than nothing. Maybe that, but that is detrimental. That's not good for our soldiers.
So you mean we should have enough latest quality, which is ECWS, in stock, and ECWCS is a quality metric, if I am not wrong.
As a logistics officer, we provision for good 3 to 5 years.
Is it so?
Yeah, it
3
is.
to 5
the
years.
planning is always such. It is there is no such occasion wherein we have to land up into a rush purchase when everything goes fine. But I suppose there could be budget constraints. We may not have procured in time. We never thought a China or a Pakistan can suddenly come in like this. Maybe.
And the thing is, if we are dependent on clothing, gloves, sleeping bags from abroad, we are importing them, but we also import old quality, then do you think that our forces can suffer because of that? Because they are not able to compete, because in the end they have to fight somebody who may have better equipment. Do the Chinese have better equipment? We don't know, because of course, but we should ensure our people get the best.
Say our soldiers dying of hypothermia is something which is very, very disturbing.
Is it?
Yeah, it is, because if they would have provided with the better quality of moisture proof, rain proof, waterproof quality, and then it is antibacterial, it is not inflammable, all those sorts of things are there. So we could have saved those kind of casualties.
And there is this newspaper article, and otherwise also they talk that you do a lot of emergency purchases. Can these emergency purchases be avoided? Because you yourself said, ma'am, that 3 to 5 years planning is there. So why do you want to purchase in emergency if you have a 5-year plan?
Again, referring to the latest news of 38,000 worth, we are buying fighter jets, we are buying MiG-29s, we are buying Su-30s, yes, and also we are buying some missiles.
So this whole delay.
I think this is one more news which I happen to come across, which is regarding lessening of procedures, going to single vendor. We should avoid all this,
Single
because
vendor should be avoided.
it's like we should generate more competition that is for our benefit. Because if there are more competition, we will get a better price, we will get a better quality, we can always bargain for better things for our soldiers, for our services. So emergency purchases, I suppose, again I would just reiterate that could be a budget problem, because we have been reducing our defense budget like anything, and we were not prepared for such eventualities, and therefore we are resorting to these emergency purchases. I think best be avoided.
Okay. So I want to understand from you that do you think the requirement of the defense forces in India is enough to consume all that if we set up a factory in India for, say, making boots, gloves, sleeping bags and jackets? will they also have to be export oriented units, or Indian army is, or the Indian forces, defense forces are able to procure everything that they can make, or do we have to make India export oriented destination?
And why not?
Yeah.
If we can, first we have to cater for our requirement, and if our stuff is a quality stuff, we can definitely go for export also.
So basically India has to change its approach from simply buying from abroad to make in India, supply to our own forces and also export to 10 other countries.
But we can't have a myopic pursuit of going for indigenization also. We have to consider
You mean
that
we can
make and
invite
buy
for-
decision that we have to do.
So you can invite foreign companies to make in India,
Yes.
and then we can export and also buy. That is in India's interest, you think?
Yeah, that is the essence of recent defense procurement procedure, which has come into play, I think, in May 2020. It's still in the draft form, and it is in the website of ministry.
Okay, so can you give me a list of items? Say, give me some list of 12 items, which it's better if India makes it itself. Can you just give me a list of things that you randomly remember? See, jets are what the common people also know. People know about Sukhoi jets or Rafales, or what are the small things which India can easily make in India and we must consider?
We can always go for this ECC clothing also. We
This
can
clothing?
go for rucksack, yes. We can go for all snow protecting shoes. We can go for many other items which are small scale industries can
So
create.
our industries in India, based in Haryana, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, we can make it. We don't need to import it from abroad.
But
And
we have to go through that quality assurance process.
so this shouldn't happen that we procure both TLSS and ECWCS, which is TLSS is the 10-year-old product.
Yeah, that we are buying from a Sri Lankan firm, and another this ECWS we are buying from a Singapore firm.
Is it so?
Yeah.
But latest is we procure everything. We have to also prioritize what we buy, is what you're saying.
Basically, that one is prioritization. Secondly, we have to consistently buy that, because the consistency will ensure that we are not going for rush or desperate purchases.
So you mean this 3-4 year planning has not been done properly?
I would say that in the armed forces, all the procurement people are consistently working there.
Yes.
These proposals are already on table.
Yes.
Only thing is, if we are not picking them up on time.
You mean the plan is there, but the procurement gets delayed, and that is why you have to procure in emergency. And when you procure in emergency, you have no choice. So whatever is available, you buy, even if it is bad quality or not up to the mark.
Shouldn't happen that way, but they should match to some specification. But if they are meeting the old specification, then somewhere we will have to question ourselves that are we doing a justice?
Yes, that's a fair point. Now on the larger issue of the forces in India, how do you see this indigenization happening in future? Do you think it's easier said than done, or it will take a lot to actually get these industries to come to India and set up, because they are already operating out of many countries abroad? Do you think it's easier said than done?
I would only give you the example of HAL and DRDO and those establishments which were actually created with lot of hope that we'll do indigenization of everything. But what is happening is we either land up into a kind of complacence sets in, because if you are one of the PSUs of India, you just think that you are there or forever. But what happened, that HAL's project, that Tejas, which is 1996 that year old. So it's 30 years if we are taking. Somewhere either we are facing those labor oriented problems, then somewhere we are losing out the precision to deliver also. Because it is not associated with any kind of profit, you keep getting your salaries, so that competition doesn't come in.
So I think in a sense what the Prime Minister said is right. To become Atmanirbhar, you have to start making India, you have to show results. Jackets were an example where we continue to procure old style jackets when latest new quality are available. We have to even fix these things. So India has a long way to go to become Atmanirbhar in defense, but of course we can make a start somewhere. Ma'am, I would like to thank you for your time and explaining to all our viewers these intricacies of the defense procurement and how India can become truly Atmanirbhar. We'll revisit this issue in about 2-3 months to see where this has landed. Do we still continue to procure old style jackets, boots, sleeping bags, or is there any move to make them in India?
I wish that this gives an insight to the people that what is being procured, the old stuff, should be just stopped, and then we procure the best ones for our soldiers.
Thank you so much. Thank you viewers for watching Policy and Politics today. We will revisit this issue shortly, say in about 2 to 3 months, and see what developments have been made, because it's a very interesting time in India's history where the Prime Minister himself is saying that, we must change this habit of buying everything. We can invite foreign companies to come to India and make in India, but directly buying from abroad where our people don't get jobs, that shouldn't be done. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.